All right. Well, you're taking point on this, so
Yeah,
Okay.
with the magic of editing,
So we're back after watching the Santa Claus 2.
Welcome.
AKA Curtis fucks up.
Yeah, that is the theme of this movie. Yo, did anyone know who that actor is?
No, but I've seen him
Curtis?
in a lot of other stuff before.
I haven't seen him in anything.
Really?
At least I don't think so.
No, you definitely have. You've definitely seen him in other stuff. He was an actor for. Did he play Beans on Even Stevens?
No, heck no. That
Okay.
was not that actor. Funny story, though, is that actor will give you private acting lessons for $40 an hour.
That's
so you
not
can Venmo
bad.
him $40,
Oh.
and he'll Skype with you.
Do you have to
Oh,
Venmo
nice.
it?
It's not Venmo or PayPal, however you want to pay him.
All right.
I know-
Give him $40 worth of blowjob.
I know some people that did that.
Really?
Yeah, and
Was it pretty good?
I mean, they chatted with him for
Did
40
they
minutes,
recommend?
for an hour or whatever.
Is that really? I mean, that's what acting is, I
I
suppose.
suppose.
Right.
Chatting.
All right.
But anyway.
All right. Well, Gerard, why don't you carry us through this slob fest? Because I came in a little lit up last night.
So the movie starts
Well, you know what?
strong.
Let's go back here. So, watching the first one and then watching the second one. Like, the first one is a wholesome story about Christmas.
also, worth noting is that it's all the same cast and it's 8 years later.
Correct.
Well,
right.
it's
It's
2002.
Which, no.
Most of the child actors except Charlie
And Jude,
And
have been replaced.
No,
Charlie's the same one.
Charles is sim-
Yes.
all the other child.
I said most of the child actors
Oh, right. Well, no one else matters.
except Charlie have been replaced
Except Charlie and Judy.
because children grow up.
the,
So
only two they give you.
Well, Charlie, Eric Lloyd grew up, and
the only holdover elf.
Now, that's an important point
Is
to
Bernard.
make, is because
because he's timeless.
it's the 2000s now, and
Yes.
they shove that in your face. But
It's 2002. So
1994, the Santa Claus
Yeah.
is a wholesome movie
Yeah.
about Christmas
Yep.
and love and,
And
everything. And
learning
this story is
about
about
Santa.
this story is about Santa needs to find a wife.
yeah,
It's not really
Santa's
Christmas.
gotta get his dick
It's
wet.
not a Christmas movie.
it's the Mrs. Claus. He has to trick a woman to marrying him so he can still be Santa. Although he's been Santa for 8
Well,
years.
so let's back our
All
ass.
right, all right, we're getting ahead.
We're getting way ahead. The movie starts off, I'm going to say, strong. Because it's continuing the note it had on the last one, that the elves are a superior technology race. They're hiding underground, a plane's going above.
Yeah, I don't understand the opening scene of this movie.
It's to show the elves had a lot of technology, but they're hiding.
who had, they
So
have
the
this-
CIA is looking for the elves in the North Pole.
We don't know who they are.
Kinda.
It's just a plane.
Seriously,
It's
though.
just a plane.
No, they were in a C-130.
Yeah.
There was a guy in the credit who was a C-130 pilot. So
well-
confirmed they were in a C-130 gunship.
It's Dr.
Yeah.
Pavel from fucking, Dark Knight Rises over here.
Oh, God.
Picking up Bane. It was his first job. He was looking for Santa Claus.
Looking for Santa.
So- They're listening to subsonic. They're looking for oil. I guess that's what I gathered. 'Cause
Oh,
they were
I
listening to
guess.
currents under the wall. Is that oil? Arctic oil?
Sure.
That's what it
yeah,
looked like to me.
that old Arctic oil.
That drill, baby,
That,
drill.
that black gold.
What you could have done back in 2002.
But,
So they have different elf cons.
yeah.
Because
They go
they're trying-
through all the way to
DEF CON
ElfCon
levels.
1, guys.
The fucking DEF CON levels.
I have written down, wow, this is very Cold War.
Yeah, I wrote that same thing
there was a
too.
periscope.
And then I have written the Hunt for Elf
The
October.
Hunt for October,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But yeah, so then, and I actually noted there was a black elf during that scene.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you
Right.
noticed
Well,
that.
all the,
Different
there was
diversity
there were
elves.
more. Yeah, the diverseness between the elves was a lot more prevalent.
Diversity, you mean?
Diverseness.
Okay, sure.
Oh, God.
Also, it's another demonstration to showcase the standing military prowess of the elves, which somehow
Yeah.
disintegrates later in the movie.
Right.
But we'll get
So
there.
that's why it starts strong, because, they've got, fucking radars. They know exactly where this plane is. Everyone's being quiet except Curtis. Curtis fucks up. He's playing a song.
He's 900 years old.
What's
He
he
should
playing?
know better. He's playing like a walk version of You Better Watch Out.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
they realize Disney realized that they have to have this movie take place primarily in the North Pole.
and they also realize...
So they're like, I guess we have to set this as a scene.
Well, I bet you they tried to do it in New York City and the towers fell. And well, we can't do it here. And so most of the stuff was reshot in the North Pole.
Yeah, they also realize that that they have to introduce Curtis. That's
Right.
fucking up, because
And-
he'll be doing that
Yeah,
a lot.
the entire movie.
I mean, pretty much one of the major cruxes of the story has to do with Curtis fucking up,
Yeah.
several times.
We got all this shit.
Yeah, I'm not crossing anything out. The first note I wrote was "I'm drunk." ... That's literally the first note I had. So
Yeah.
that's why you're carrying us through, Gerard.
So then there's bad news. The plane, it's resolved. They're all quiet.
Everyone goes quiet for 20 seconds, and then the plane flies on.
The plane's
Because
like, oh.
there's a plane. I'm sure the flight paths around Antarctica or fucking North Pole.
Yeah, the
That's where
North
we are.
Pole, the Arctic,
Yeah.
not Antarctica.
The regular Arctic.
Yeah, the best Arctic.
Regular Arctic.
Yeah.
They're just circling around.
Yeah, so Curtis has to deliver some bad news, which they seem to be alluding to that is Charlie's on the naughty list.
Yeah.
But then it turns out it's really
We should probably mention why Charlie's on the naughty list.
spray painting.
He's trying to
So
impress
Charlie's
a,
a
he's trying to
vandal.
impress a girl.
Charlie's acting out because his father's Santa Claus.
He wants to get his dick
He
wet.
still can't
Yeah.
deal with it. It's been 8 years.
Yeah, it's been 8 years. Charlie doesn't adapt to stress well, and if Neil's your stepdad, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, fuck Neil.
Yeah, Neil's not featured as prominently in this one as in the last one, and thank God.
But the sweaters are still there.
But we're also introduced to another main character, which is Principal Newman, who frequently catches Charlie doing these nefarious acts.
It's really just spray painting.
Yeah, that's it. It's really not that. I mean, literally, I've done
Was
worse.
spray painting a big problem in the 2000s?
I get maybe it went
I mean,
out
like,
of
yeah, I don't know.
it went out of like late 90s DC and Baltimore into like white suburbia, as most crime waves tend to do. So anyways, Charlie's on the naughty list, but that's actually not what the bad news that Curtis and everyone is delivering to Santa Claus. It in fact is a different kind of clause called the Mrs. Claus, which somehow kicks in after 8 years of him being Santa Claus, and a very good Santa Claus, by the way.
Yeah, apparently the best. I don't know. Everyone loves him as Santa Claus.
He's the modern MVP.
Productivity is up.
Santa's also super surprised when Charlie's on the naughty list,
Yeah.
which confused me because I thought Santa filled out the naughty and the nice list. Like, that was a plot point in the first movie.
So we noticed this a bunch of times. They changed the rules in this one.
Yeah, they're
Which
just
again
like,
goes
fuck
on
the
to
last
the
one.
like, this isn't really a Christmas movie. It's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, that doesn't make sense given the rules. And they're like, we don't give a fuck about the
And
naughty
then
list.
we got a little confused with, like, what happened to the last wife of the last Santa?
So I wrote that down too, because like obviously he died, and so here's a couple things. So if he was truly the first Santa Claus in that first year, apparently the Mrs. Claus doesn't kick in, because Scott Calvin's been single
That's true. It
for
took, like,
8
8
years.
years.
And
Right.
it didn't matter until now that he had to get married because Disney needed money apparently after 9/11.
Oh.
Well, everyone did. The market totally tanked. So the Mrs. Claus apparently kicks in after 8 years. But if he was married, what does happen to said person, right? Well, also, like, if you're married and then become the Santa Claus, is she, like, upgraded to Mrs.
Yeah,
Claus
and
now,
what if
too?
you're a gay man?
Right, so that was another thing that I wrote. If you were gay Santa, does it have to be man woman? Like, is there
Yeah.
like a, pray the gay away Christian conversion thing that happens before you become Topo Gigio
Yeah.
and don the red
I don't-
suit? Like, I have no idea.
We gotta stop with the Topo.
No, we're not. Gerard literally titled the other
Topo
file
Gigio.
as Topo Gigio.
Right, yeah,
Otherwise, I would have no idea what we're talking
And
about.
it was great the first time we heard it.
Drew, you checked out 5 minutes into this movie.
It was 20 minutes
And-
into this movie.
No, it was 20 minutes in the last
No,
movie.
he has it in this one.
I have it written somewhere where Drew
I made it to at
checked
least.
out,
I made it to at least
You-
40 minutes of the first one.
You didn't
but I
take any
can't
notes.
find it.
I could grab my notes, Gerard, and I tell
You
you,
didn't
they're
take
not
any
It was
notes,
too
It's all
early.
they're mentally. It's up
Yeah,
there.
all right.
Yeah.
It was 20 something, 22 minutes, 22:05.
All right, so anyways, we went over, he has to get married, Mrs. Claus. Also, these Santa Claus contracts are fucking shitty.
Yeah.
It's
by the
literally
way.
it's a business card.
Right, so, but they have
written in fucking microscopic letters.
Yeah, so Curtis takes out a scanning electron microscope to then
This
read.
is all Curtis's fault because he
Right.
was supposed to tell him the first year, like,
Yeah.
yo, you procrastinated this for 8 years.
Which means, like, if I'm not told of a legal binding contract, do I not have to... Oh, I misinterpreted the rules, guys.
I
There it is.
misinterpreted
That's-
the
he was
rules.
hoping it would work that way, but
Right.
I guess the magic rules in this.
Yeah, magic
universe
rules are absolute.
Don't matter.
All right, so this sets up a couple problems. One, Santa's got to get married, and two, clearly Charlie's on the naughty list, so he has to, like, reconnect with his
This
son.
would be like a father.
But
Yes,
not only
yes.
this, Santa's got to get married in like 4 weeks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost Christmas.
Yeah, so he has to get his dick wet, and he's got to save Charlie, and therefore save Christmas. So in order to do so, Curtis comes up with this idea that, you can't really be two places at once, even though, like, on magic, literally can bend the
Well,
laws
we're
of
skipping.
physics.
We're skipping
We're
stuff.
not skipping that much.
Because they had the whole council meeting after that.
Oh, that was stupid. You want to talk about that?
All right. Well, we just need to introduce, like,
Give me-
a couple of these characters.
Really one, actually.
They come back.
One of them
Well,
comes
really
back.
just the Tooth Fairy.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so they have a weird magical creature council that they kind of, like, be like, oh, yeah, you got a meeting coming up.
Right.
Santa
That's-
Claus,
Yo,
Mother
Mother
Nature,
Nature's
Father
black.
Time,
Mother Nature, she's Aisha Taylor. She's played by Aisha Taylor.
the Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny.
Yep, and we said Cupid, right?
Yeah,
Cupid.
and
And Cupid.
I did like that they immediately addressed that Cupid plot hole.
Yeah.
Immediately, he was like, yo, just shoot me up with an arrow. I'm going to fall in love. And Cupid was like, don't work on magical beings.
Right. So really the only
like
person you got to remember is really just the Tooth Fairy this time.
Yeah, the Molinator.
Right, so the Tooth Fairy allegedly always proposes to have his name changed, and one of the suggestions that Santa Claus has is that you should be called the Molinator. and 2 people vote in favor of it, which is the Molinator and Santa Claus, and everyone else shoots it down, which, shows you that, like, the Santa Claus and the Molinator, like, buddy, and
What is this council supposed to be doing?
they just fuck with us.
No one really knows.
They're kind of like the pseudo-Illuminati of, like, the fairy world, I guess. I don't know.
Like,
Because, like, and Father Time was there, too.
Yeah.
Played by Peter Boyle.
Yeah, cameo from...
Yeah, carried by Peter Boyle, because that's as much as he wanted to be involved in,
Like-
in the Santa Claus 2.
really though, what was the meeting supposed to do?
I don't know. Magic
they never
people-
really-
They had one
There was
name
a
change.
magical memo. Hey, we got a meeting once a year.
Yeah.
They
It's in
said
November.
something about 86% happiness increased.
Right, with regards to just Scott Calvin, a.k.a. Santa Claus.
Yeah, no one else is doing their job.
Yeah, right. Like, people happy that the Tooth Fairy's doing a good job? I don't know.
Thanks for the quarter, Tooth Fairy.
Yeah, pretty
Asshole.
much. You cheap bastard, Molinator. So they set that up they actually spent an inordinately long amount of time doing that.
They did.
Yeah, it was pretty
The
inefficient.
Easter Bunny made a shitty 3,000 offspring joke.
Was it? I thought it was more than that. It was
30,000. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, it was 30,000. Yeah, that didn't go over well. I didn't laugh at that one. Not at all. So, all right, can we talk about how Curtis continues to fuck up?
Yes.
With the cloning machine.
So immediately after that, he's like, I can't leave. Everyone's 86% happier. I'm a dope Santa.
He said it just like that, and he had his hat backwards askew for the children, because clearly they're into tagging and stuff like that. So the urban kind of hip hop lifestyle, like NWA, has reached white suburban towns. So he has to identify with that kind of.
Curtis has a duplicating machine. And
Yeah.
That's how they make toys so fast. He downloads more RAM,
Yeah, he downloads RAM.
and then he's like, all right, I downloaded RAM. Let's clone you. Bad idea.
So the cloning really isn't like a biological process. What it does is that it makes a toy of Tim Allen, and it puts his memory. Well, not even really. It just makes a toy
They
of Tim
said
Allen.
that it
He
put his
said it
memories
put
in
memories
there.
But it clearly didn't
Because he didn't know anything.
and he goes haywire.
He didn't know how to speak at first.
Although Tim Allen fucking loved playing Tim Allen's clone.
Probably.
That was most apparent.
it
throughout
was
the entire
clearly
film.
when he enjoyed the scenes the most.
So the theme of the last film we sort of said was that, Scott Calvin believed in himself to become Santa Claus. The theme of this one is Tim Allen wants to be a toy. Because he had way more fun doing that than anything fucking else in the movie. And he looks awful, by the way. Put linked on. Scary. Because they pretty much just laminate his whole body.
Yeah,
That's what they
like
do.
If his facial hair was just plastic. It
Yeah, his
glued on
face was plastic.
His entire, the head he must have worn.
There was also a shot of bare plastic ass. Actually, the first thing you see of Toy Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, link dump is Toy Santa, Tim Allen, and Plastic Ass.
Toy ass.
Yeah. I'll see if I can find all that stuff without, I'll put Safe Search on for that one. It's gonna give me one of those fake porno asses. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got a really bad mental image because I had this open bottle of whiskey of just dumping a shot into one of those fake plastic vaginas and whipping a shot of that. I'm sorry.
Nice.
What?
I don't know. I just did because it's a curse. The
So-
Santa curse.
I'd like to point out at this point,
All right.
they operated for a while with Bernard clearly doing all the fucking work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
now
yeah.
they can't operate for they had 11 months with Santa. Just go get your shit together. We don't need you in the last movie. Now he's got to be gone for 3 weeks. They're like, the whole North Pole will fall apart.
So it's 3 weeks in that one, November, December, where he has to show up to work.
It's crunch
That's
time.
the problem.
Yeah.
It's crunch time.
Yeah, but what does Santa do? He doesn't make the toys.
He's making the list. He's
Although-
got to check it twice.
They did-
But they said he already
explicitly
did
tells you
that!
They explicitly tell you that in the first one. That's a heavy plot point in that one. It's a heavy plot point in the second
But in
one.
the second one, they're like, but I already did that.
Yeah, but Robo Santa has to do it again.
No, he doesn't.
There
They
are-
tell him all the time not to.
There
Bernard
are
doesn't want him to.
There are scenes in the beginning where he actually is fixing toys. Because some of the Wookiee elves, and with a raptor with the
Yeah,
counterbalance.
he's a mechanic.
He's
on
a
the
mechanic.
fucking sliding
He's a
thing.
mechanic.
He's looking at the
Except,
hydraulics.
They've clearly got through Christmases without Santa doing
Oh
that.
yeah, 8 of them.
Okay, so the kids will only be 69% happier this year.
Right. Bernard's a lot happier.
Oh, dude.
He's noticeably happier.
Yeah, we don't know
He
why.
doesn't want to end his...
Because
he's
Scott
got someone
Calvin
doing his job.
is the best Santa Claus.
Disney paid him for the first one real well.
Well, before he became Charlie Epps on Numbers.
I got that reference.
Oh, there we go. There we go. We got it. Drew taps out at minute 22.
All right.
I told you, 22 minutes.
There it is.
All right, so you can leave.
I
if
have
you
it
want.
written down.
So, that's where I started
So
paying
I
half
was.
attention
So I
to
was.
the movie.
I was right. No, I fucked up. Actually, it was in the. I said you tapped out in 20 minutes in the first movie, so I was wrong.
Yeah.
I can cut all that part out.
So,
So what? Creepy Santa clone.
creepy Santa clone. Then he leaves. Drew taps out at that exact moment.
Yeah, I couldn't handle it.
I think you tapped out after the animatronics. I think you saw the better common animatronics and you're like, fuck that.
I don't remember. I mean, look up. We could look up where 22
I
minutes
do remember there
in
was
the
a
movie.
scream in pain in the cloning process.
Yeah, he gets zapped.
Oh,
there was
I don't-
lightning. They
I don't
they
remember
explicitly
that.
tell you get zapped.
I don't remember that.
You're gonna feel a bit of a zap.
I don't remember that.
They literally play God. That should be the real message of this.
Yeah.
Don't play God,
Magic can do anything you want.
but except be God.
All right. So, anyways, the idea is that Clone Santa is supposed to run an operation to the North Pole, and the real Santa is supposed to go down during his desantification process, which is he loses weight, loses his beard, loses his
It's
magic.
the opposite of the first movie.
Yeah.
Right, and so he's supposed to go down with a limited amount of magic, and he has like a watch that reads how much reserve magic he has to go and woo a lady and connect with his son.
Yeah. First thing he does, connect with Charlie, because it's his kid.
Right.
The principal really bitches him out.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about the weird buddy-buddy relationship that he has with Neil, Laura, Charlie, and his...
I think you're overplaying
It was
this.
fine, dude.
They were fighting like
No, it's-
90% of the time they were together.
He's like living at their house.
Yes, because he doesn't have a house anymore.
It's so
His
weird.
house is in the North
They
Pole.
know who he
so
is.
weird.
It's negative 2 degrees outside. He's not going to be homeless.
Yeah.
It'd be like, I don't know. It's like if you go over, I don't know. It'd be like if my dad showed up at my house and just cool staying there for like weeks, and like looking to find somebody else. That's a little weird.
I think that's not quite the same because we're talking
they
like...
were divorced,
yeah.
and then he was in the same house again.
It's fine.
And no, it's weird.
There are people that can get divorced and have amicable relationships afterwards.
and it was barely amicable because
Yeah.
they were still fighting.
Yeah.
It's different to be amicable and be like, oh, live with us, take my car, take my clothes,
Yeah,
and then go out
it's
and get
different
laid.
when you're also literally Santa.
Yeah.
You can't let the children down.
I think it's weird. I think it's weird.
What, do you believe in the holiday magic?
Fuck, not anymore.
There you go. That's why it's weird to
Wow,
you.
that's why you think it's weird.
Yeah.
I think it's weird.
If Santa showed up, he's like, I gotta stay here for 4 weeks.
Santa probably knows the code to the door, dude. He could probably
You're right.
let
He just let himself
in.
in.
Yeah, and they also have a nicer house, by the way. So they sold Scott's house.
Got a new house.
Yeah, and they also had a kid named Lucy, which sort of really is important, but not really.
They go, they talk to the principal. Principal's a giant bitch.
Oh yeah,
Makes a
totally.
straight up, if you spent more time with your kid comment.
Yeah, like I was like, yeah, who are you to tell me how to raise my kids?
Right. We also point out that Laura no longer looks like a shitty Sally Fields. And there was that really forced McDonald's endorsement in the beginning.
Oh, that's right. They
there
came
were-
back with the
there were
McDonald's.
quite a lot of.
There's a couple. They were drinking a soda.
They
Yeah.
were drinking soda. Nestle was heavy in there. 'cause
Yeah,
they were
they had
drinking
all that candy.
The chocolate Nestle bars.
Oh, you're right, when with Comet.
There was
Yeah.
a ton of product
Ton of
placement in this
product
one.
Yeah, so that's how they financed it, probably.
Yeah, probably.
He goes on his first date with
Oh,
that
yeah.
Santa-loving chick.
That was the worst scene in the movie.
That was really painful.
See if we can find that as a link dump, because I just want to
I'm
put
sure
it
that
in.
scene's on the
Because
internet.
Santa chick linked them.
Who's the actress that plays her? It's Molly.
Yeah, we looked it up
something. She was on
yesterday.
SNL.
She
She
was
was
on
the,
SNL.
She was the one who did Superstar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ghetto superstar.
not that one.
not that one. Although that would arguably be better.
That is what you. Yo, Charlie makes that one like mall comment too. He's trying to get his dad laid.
Yeah.
He's like, lots of chicks at the mall, Dad.
I don't remember that, but
And then he made the jerking off look.
oh, Charlie did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in the movie.
Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. I'll see if I can find that in the
it
link up too.
wasn't. It wasn't.
I know. I'm playing along with you. It's called
Molly Shannon.
Molly Shannon. She looks awful then, and she looks awful now.
And she looked awful in that movie.
But it was
Yeah.
like it was pure like that. That
Has
type
she-
of humor is like what she was known for.
But
on
has she
SNL.
ever looked good? I don't think
I
she's
don't-
ever looked good.
I don't
She's
know.
always been an ugly woman. I'm just saying, she doesn't look good.
Regardless, that scene is textbook her kind of humor.
Yeah, right.
That awkward,
Oh,
like
it was so painful.
It was-
it
that-
wasn't good. It was
it-
cringeworthy. It was cringe humor.
It really was.
That's what it was.
Should we describe a little bit of what it is?
No.
She like
watch the scene.
gets up, starts singing.
Like at a restaurant.
She really loves Christmas way too much.
Yeah.
She has a picture of Tim Allen's face
She
as
had
Santa
a
Claus.
she had a candy cane shoved right up her vagina,
up her vagina.
just right up
You
there.
ever butt chug candy canes?
like liquid sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've bud chucked ginger ale to keep my colon clean though.
Dude, spick and span. That's
Yeah.
a good tip, by the
Yeah.
way. You put your booty dubs. They need to know where that's from. There's no I can tell right now.
Booty dub.
All right, this is. Let me know it's a little wishy-washy here.
All right.
All right.
Your notes get a little wishy-washy
You gotta look-
here.
Yeah. Here.
I don't know what is going on in my notes after that either.
All right,
then
so
they
we
talk to Lucy.
So we kind of check out a little bit.
Yeah, they introduce Lucy as like a character.
Yeah.
She's a little
They're
ginger.
like, oh yeah,
Just
Neil
that
and
cute little kid.
She's the adopted daughter of Neil and Laura, because there's no way she's fucking related to any one of the people there.
she was a ginger.
Yeah, look at Neil and Laura.
I don't. It's a movie, man.
Yeah, but you can't have. Okay, first off,
We're giving so much
we're going
logical
back.
scrutiny to everything else in the movie. I'm gonna give the same kind of logical scrutiny to goddamn Lucy's origins,
You're
okay?
gonna-
And who
Again.
knows? She might be like a heroine in the third movie. There's a lot of emphasis potentially on her. You don't know.
A good movie doesn't have to tell you everything. We went over this last time. And this movie implied that she was adopted.
No,
Neil,
it didn't.
Neil is gay.
They didn't imply that at all.
He hit on Santa. He was like, yo, that sweater's making you look hot.
He did.
You
He
remember
did
that?
do that.
Neil has
Neil
a weird,
was confirmed.
Neil has a weird sweater
Neil
fetish.
was confirmed
And that's-
gay in this movie.
That's shown.
I literally wrote Neil likes men, comma, confirmed. Because I had a really hard time writing on a magazine late last night after coming back and
Neil is
slamming
confirmed
whiskey.
gay. I got it right here. I think it makes you look hot. Neil confirmed gay.
And like,
Same.
he could have said it makes you look cool, makes you look good, makes you look hot.
He said hot.
And
he
Laura-
wanted to
It's
jump.
2002 though.
He wanted to jump Santa's
Of course, it
bumps.
makes it look hot. This movie's edgier. This isn't the 90s anymore,
I don't
guys.
think so. Dude, the 90s I think were more edgy than the fucking early 2000s.
I don't know
There was
about
that,
man.
After that, there's that awful pit of stomach scene with Charlie where he's describing how he wanted to like make out with that chick.
Oh, yeah.
You ever just go up to your parents and be like, yeah, I wanted to make out with her. It was weird.
And you pretty much delivered the line just like he
Yeah,
did.
like I could have been that actor.
Also, Charlie's in bed at the time.
Yeah, it
And
was fucking odd.
And Tim, the tool man Santa, is sitting on his bed at the time. And he looks really bad because he's still fat, but he has no, like, beard.
Yeah, he looked way better.
He looked really, really good with the beard. And that awful sweater that Neil gave him. Oh, and
Yeah.
he took the minivan, too, to the date. That's also important to note.
Oh, yeah.
Because he actually made a joke that I thought was funny. That he's like, I'll be back in 8 minutes because I'm wearing this fucking limesicle sweater.
Longer than 6 minutes.
And it's longer. Yes. Yeah. Fuck you, Alex.
Charlie does more graffiti. He's really good at it.
Yeah,
by the way.
So I hope in the third one that's his real job.
Yeah.
I hope he's Banksy. He goes up to Banksy.
Like, he does this really complicated, like...
Fuck the principal and
Yeah.
fuck the police kind of
Yeah,
thing.
it-
Also, the principal's super hot.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Okay.
I
so
wrote
wait,
that a few
I got
times.
this. So,
Okay.
Charlie makes that fucking second graffiti tag. It's
Yep.
really detailed.
Yep.
The principal pulls him aside. And fucking Tim Allen shows up. He's like, what are we going to do? We're going to have to punish him because she's into that shit.
Oh,
when they're
yeah.
discussing the punishment, she is so hot.
She's really wet.
So bothered.
And it's really apparent, actually.
She's like,
well, she kind of like shimmies a little bit in the scene, and like you don't see anything like below like her midsection because it's a close up zoom in shot, but like you can tell like she's really uncomfortable.
yeah,
with, like
she wants to gag Santa.
yeah, she wants to gag Santa and then like kind of like choke him out with a muff. Also, there was questionable I don't know why, but I wrote principals can't legally get away with this, and I think it might have been referring to the dungeon-like disciplining that she puts on men in the high school, but I think I might be making this shit up at this point because it's sort of strewn about the rest of my relatively unreliable
Well, I don't
notes.
think a principal can assign community service because that's what they ended up doing.
I mean, in lieu of an expulsion, though, you can.
I don't think he could. I don't.
It
She
was-
can't. She can't enforce it.
It was
right?
Santa's suggestion for community
who's the
service.
guess?
Who's
Yeah.
to say? Like,
Right. So should we jump to that scene? So I think is that the next scene?
That is the next scene.
All
Suddenly they're going and they're cleaning up graffiti, which is everywhere.
yeah,
This
Yeah.
town has so much graffiti.
Right. So it's like real Chicago.
I
Hey.
don't. Did the second one take place in Chicago?
No, I don't know. Did
Yeah,
they
I
move
have
to-
no
I
idea.
did not.
Maybe that's why he's acting out. He moved, and then they had them act out. They never. It's still in a place where it gets a lot of snow,
Right.
so it's still somewhere north.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
but who knows? It doesn't really matter
Well, they filmed in Canada mostly.
because it's cheaper there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in this, see,
British
this
Columbia,
This is how you can tell the
Alberta.
movie wasn't as good. Because last time I was able to perfectly go scene to scene, and this time I only know somewhere in there they start to imply Toy Santa is going haywire.
Yes, and this is a really big part of the movie.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he doesn't know how to drink cocoa, and it's really unnatural, and he wants to read the rules, and it's really weird.
So there's a Santa rule book now, allegedly, probably because after Tim the Toolman Santa realized that there's really no orientation for Santas, they wrote some kind of rule book. But like the new Santa Claus, the toy Santa Claus, like has no real concept of morality or right and wrong except
There's no
for
concept of anything.
Right,
No.
so
he doesn't know how to talk.
he takes the rules very seriously.
Like literal.
Yeah, he takes them
He
literally. Like,
interprets the rules.
right. So he starts to go a little bit haywire. Although there is a really good scene when he drinks some cocoa and he chugs this like boiling hot cocoa all at one time, and he has that sound that I found to be hilarious. But so Santa's kind of fucking up a little bit, and like Bernard and Curtis are trying to like just
Keep it under wraps.
They're trying to keep the facade that Santa's still there and in charge. So like the proletariat elves keep making toys and stuff on their way to Christmas.
So that's going on somewhere in there. They do the community service. The dad, fucking actual Santa, and
The principal's there.
yeah. Then he goes to the principal's house and asks for noodles and her pie.
Yeah, so he asks for her pie and some noodles because he needs to get his dick wet to stay Santa Claus. That's how orgasms work. And so like he wastes a shit ton of magic trying to woo her.
Yeah, well, it's literally like, yo, you want to grab some noodles or like pie? And then she's like, I gotta go to a thing.
But she looked really good in that black slip. Oh my gosh!
Like no one goes to a school
unless you
holiday party
unless you want
like
to get filled. That's the only reason why you would do it. And like you hope that the PE teacher notices you, which he didn't.
They take like 5 minutes to say like, you want to come with me, pretty much, and then he does.
Yeah, they kind of had that.
He blows fucking magic on
the sleigh,
creating a sleigh.
Yep.
To bring them there with 2 horses.
Yep.
Which, first off, if I was like, oh, how did you get here? And then you open the door and there's a sleigh and 2 horses, I would turn and be like, are you fucking crazy?
Yeah, but she wants to get filled so bad.
Yeah, it's 10 degrees out there. I'm not getting in a sleigh.
Yeah. And it still has the cocoa dispenser in there. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he also uses magic to have a little, like, gentle snow fluid just
above them.
Only them.
Uses magic to...
He does do cocaine in the sled, you're right.
Uses magic to perfectly know all the teachers' favorite gifts as a kid.
Yeah,
Right.
so the party is really dumb. So he pretends that there's a secret Santa, and being Santa, he knows what all the gifts are, and everyone's like having a good time when they get their like toys from 30 years ago.
Yeah, it's the same shtick from the first one where they
Right.
got him that old toy. You got one toy that I wanted that
Yeah,
I
like
didn't get as a kid.
The weenie whistle,
Yeah,
the
they
mystery
don't
date.
they don't make anymore.
They were just like, oh, we'll just do this.
Like they
popcorn
got rock and
It's
sock
fine.
robots.
Yeah, there was a tic-tac-toe game.
Yeah.
Toss across, that's what it's
Oh
called.
man!
Cross.
So we have I wrote this down because we had a great interaction of that part because he's burning through that magic woo in her. She starts self-deprecating herself, and then you say like, "Yo, you ever just like make fun of yourself a shit ton on a first date?" And I said,
I said that?
"Yeah, you did." And
Oh.
I said, "Hey, he's not looking for confident pussy," and you told me to write that down.
All right.
I was specifically instructed to write that down.
I guess not all of us are looking for the same things.
You told me it was an entire allegory for dating in 2017.
Did I? Did I really say all
said
that? Oh, fuck me.
You went on a huge tangent.
Really?
Yeah, you were like, "Gee."
I can't believe you don't remember this.
No, I came in super loaded. Not super loaded, but pretty loaded. So really what I'm going off of the memories that I saw of the Santa Claus 2 when I saw it over Thanksgiving break.
Yeah, because apparently you don't remember.
Which precipitated in this
anything.
whole exercise. Because then after that, we're like, we need to watch this. Because I saw, the whole Santa Claus toy thing. But anyways, so I wanted to ask, and we kind of talked about this, maybe not so much in like the existential dating in 2017 level of it, but is it, how much pussy could Santa crush when he had unlimited magic?
Santa's got a shred.
Dude, Santa would fucking go to town. He would be able to just woo. I mean, I guess all the non-confident bitches. It's like a tier of women, really.
Yeah.
You start with the It's pretty much like when you're hunting, you go after the slowest antelopes.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Santa shreds them up.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, Principal Newman, like, she can take on, adolescent men. But, like, Father Christmas,
Yo,
been
you ever
shredding
use
for 8
magic
years?
to woo bitches?
All the time.
So...
All the time.
and the last thing, he makes some mistletoe magically appear over them.
It's called alcohol. Yeah, he does make some mistletoe. And that's sort of like, that's where the faculty movie scene is. Because then they go to her place.
And she gives him the fuck me eyes.
Oh, yeah, dude, if we can
She
get...
jumps over the couch.
Take a picture of that scene.
No,
No.
but...
Because I know we backed it up to see it again.
Depending on...
Because she gave him... She was like, fuck me now.
Yeah, and she's like, kind of making like animal-like poses on the couch and shit. She is.
She's presenting her ass.
She's on all fours
her
on the
vagina.
couch. Yeah.
She's like, anywhere you want.
The two most important parts of a woman are presented clearly out in the open. So if we're really dedicated, I can go back and get a screenshot of that. Because there's no way Google has Principal Newman fuck me post Santa Claus 2.
I don't know.
There's no possible way.
Put link dump here, and if I'm really bored, I can back that movie up and take a screenshot of it.
I'll just circle
Link dump fuck me Newman. I'll know what that means. I won't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I'm just gonna fuck me eyes.
Yeah, okay, that works. But then he fucks it up.
Yeah, well then he's like, yo, alright, we've got 1 day left, so I gotta let her know that I'm Santa.
Right.
Because I have no idea how much time has passed. They did a very bad job with that.
We just know that it takes place within like a 3-week window.
fact,
that's it.
every Santa Claus movie
the
does
first
a bad
they
job
do awful times.
of letting you know
that's
how
true.
much time has gone by.
You really only know with like very weird background context.
And we
clues.
know when it's Christmas Eve and Christmas.
We know what is, those are the two things we know.
Yeah.
And it's apparently really close to Christmas because
They have a countdown in the workshop.
they have a countdown to Geostorm.
They have a countdown to Geostorm in the workshop. But,
and he's like, yo, I was able to do all that stuff because I'm Santa. And then she has a completely reasonable reaction, which is get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah,
right, yeah. And then I think it kind of changes tone a lot, because then you start to see, like...
Oh, shit!
What?
During that scene, we realized that Santa hasn't had sex in 8 years.
Yeah. I remember we did mention that. Like, Santa hasn't gotten pussy.
And then we realized it was longer.
Unless he's smashing elf cheeks.
Oh, that's not okay.
That's fucked up.
That's not okay.
She's 1,200 years old.
Oh, don't give me that shit.
We missed Judy a lot. None of the elves were as good as Judy from the first one.
She was a darling.
But then we realized it's longer because there's no way he had sex after that divorce.
That person in rapping better be nice to her. That's all I'm saying.
God damn it.
All right,
man.
so Santa hasn't scored in a long time. But then I think
I have the exact time of the fuck me pose. It's 1:07.
Oh, good. That's actually gonna help a lot.
we're
So
gonna put
I'll have
that
to
up.
watch the movie again just to get to the fuck me
All
pose,
right.
which I might do. I might do that.
I don't know why.
So, anyways, I think right after this, if my memory serves correctly, which it doesn't, as we've clearly established, we go right from there to like Santa in his Francisco Franco Generalissimo
We go
outfit.
straight to Hitler
Yeah.
Santa.
We go straight to like fascist Santa.
It goes back to the North Pole. He's gone nuts. He's made an army of toy soldiers.
I can definitely find a link dump picture of Nazi Santa.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
that's
Santa Claus
easy.
too. Yeah, that's easy to do. I could even draw one at this point.
Like, I really want to know who they modeled him after.
Okay, so we'll talk. I think they modeled him after Francisco Franco.
Yeah.
Because the Generalissimo outfit doesn't look like Hitler's outfit. And I mean, I don't want to spend too much time here, but type in Francisco Franco and look at his like Generalissimo outfit.
Well, because he has the beret.
Right, because he has
That's
the
what it is.
military thing. Okay, so let's go to
can we
images.
get a
No, images,
better-
images.
Yeah.
Show me the real Franco. See,
We're
It's
talking
the little
about the
Yeah,
general.
I-
general.
this
We're
one?
talking about the Google
No.
search.
That one
here.
would
We're
work
talking
too. Yeah. Yeah. See,
Yeah, he's
With
got
the-
the
he's got the
sash.
sash.
He's
The sash and everything.
so he's Francisco Franco.
yeah, with the
I
Hitler
think.
stash.
Yeah.
I
Franco.
think they considered giving him a Hitler stash in the movie, and then we're like, oh, we can't do that.
No, it's Santa Claus. You can't.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Yeah. Because he has the beard, the plastic
got the beard.
So, anyways, he becomes a fascist at the North Pole.
Yeah, pretty much.
They also have a scene with the cloning machine where he starts to clone his own army.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He takes over.
Actually, when did the Clone Wars come out? Because I think it might be around this time.
Oh shit, that's a good question. When
Yeah.
did the Clone Wars come out?
No, I think right now we're talking about, I think we're still talking about,
Because Phantom Menace was
Phantom-
99.
Was it?
Yes.
That was made before Y2K?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Clone Wars was around this time.
Attack of the Clones was 2002, same year.
Oh! We used to have a grand army! And then all the goose-stepping fucking robots come in.
Like, real talk, there was a lot of goose stepping
There
in
was.
this movie.
They did.
Way too much for a children's film.
Yeah.
Right, so he gets a Nazi army, which a fascist army.
Like, the best holdover theme is that if the first movie is about communism, the second movie is about the downfall of communism.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, at least the antithesis of it.
Into fascism.
Right. And so they kind of lay down military law at the North Pole. Like, no joke. They stop working on toys, and Santa dumps coal on the benches.
And he's like, not even like, oh, you have to work. He's like torturing them that they have to work.
And he's reveling in it.
Yeah.
He loves it.
He's like, oh, knock, knock. Who's there? Work harder. Smacks him in the dick.
That is one of the jokes, except for the dick smacking. Oh, my notes end really, really quickly. I will. Okay. Anyways,
It's a good thing there's not a lot more to talk about. In this movie.
I mean, at this point, we're probably 2/3 of the movie. At this
Or
point,
most of
Yeah,
the time.
so Santa pulls a tooth to be able to go to the North Pole.
No, well, there's another scene where Calvin throws a snowball at the principal's house.
Well, that happened
was-
before.
that
the
was
one
during
with
the
fucking
fucking
eyes.
That was
post.
fucking
That was
post.
during-
We didn't care about that scene apparently.
Well, it's kind of important.
Yeah, his son finds out that they're
that they're shredding.
Daddy's got to shred the principal.
I don't. No one knows what that means.
Daddy's got to shred the principal. His son finds out.
Who's Carol?
He's unhappy. Carol's the principal's name. Carol Newman.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I put sad face. Carol didn't get filled. That's why I did that.
That's what
Okay.
it means.
Carol didn't get filled.
Well, that's way later.
Oh, I also posed the question: is Bernard a Jew?
Yeah.
Oh,
No, you can't have a Jewish elf.
In
You can't have a Jewish
the real life.
Christmas elf.
I mean,
In the real life,
he
he's
had
Jewish.
he had.
Oh, in real life, sure.
yeah, because
I thought you meant in the movie.
Yeah. No, in real life, because he has the curls, and he's also good at logistics and numbers, as Nick knows, which means he probably was targeted first in this Francisco Franco
He actually
fascist
was.
uprising. He actually
'Cause
was.
He was like, "That's not Santa," and then they immediately snaps his neck.
I also pointed out that Carol had a nice house. I don't know.
I was
why
very
put-
upset,
I don't know why I put that down,
too.
but I did.
That all while this is going on, they're like, we got to get to Tim Allen, let him know that all of this is going south.
Right.
In the North
right.
Pole.
We have to tell Scott.
I'm very upset that because in the first movie, it's just Bernard teleports all the time.
Yeah. And he steals food in the first movie.
Yeah.
Teleports and steals food.
They have jetpacks, and,
Yep.
and none of this shit is
Yeah,
used.
like, where was the elf standing
They
army?
showed the jetpacks in the first 2 minutes of this movie.
Right, and also, like, in the other movie, they were killing cops. They had the whole, like, liberation front.
yeah.
Where the fuck were they when fascism took over the North Pole?
They didn't need to do it.
I guess they were
after the 8 years of the
peace?
golden year, the
Yeah,
Pox
but
Santa.
The North Pole
you
pox.
never lose those skills once you've killed a man.
You never forget that. I remember all the terrible shit I did 10 years ago. It was actually 12 years ago.
So then Curtis gets down there with a jetpack.
Yep.
He's like, "Oh, we fucked up." They make some shitty fat reindeer jokes.
The reindeer were used in the same fashion.
Yeah.
He eats too much, farts, can't get to the North Pole.
Yeah.
Yep. Charlie sacrifices a tooth for the cause.
Yeah.
Well,
No, not
tries
yet.
to. No, that's
Yeah.
later.
That's a little later.
Yeah.
They try to get
They try to get Tim Allen's tooth.
Allen's tooth.
His
They-
teeth are too strong.
Oh, that was a bad scene.
They're grown men.
That was a stupid
They were,
Grown
fucking
men
scene.
teeth.
they were putting the rope around the tooth.
Yo,
on
the
door.
toaster trick?
The
Yeah.
toaster
The
trick.
toaster trick always works with teeth.
So there's a scene in, Laura and Neil's foyer where there's a really nice stairs that go up to the second floor in the bedrooms. It's almost like I've been there, but I haven't. And so the whole family's there. Neil, Scott, Laura, and they're trying to get teeth from Scott to put under the pillow so to summon the Tooth Fairy, aka the Molinator. And so Neil has this like asinine way to extract teeth that involves tying your tooth to a toaster.
Yeah.
The one that you would peg to the bathtub to kill yourself, like that kind of a toaster. But it doesn't work, obviously.
Fracking toasters.
No, well, here's the thing. He
Look like
throws
that
the
now.
toaster over the banister, and the weight is so much that Santa Claus, that Tim Allen tumbles over.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a 3,000-ton toaster.
Yeah, so like 250-pound fat
that
Santa.
6-pound toaster.
Yeah. It pulled him all the way
Pulled
down
him
the
all
stairs.
the way down the stairs.
Right.
But then Lucy comes out like, I lost a tooth! And
Right.
we're like, oh, plot
There you go.
convenience.
Plot device.
Little girl.
Right, and
Little,
so
little
then
children
the
lose teeth.
yeah, the Molinator comes over and takes the tooth, but they capture the Tooth Fairy.
They make him fly him to North Pole, because
Right.
apparently the Tooth Fairy travels at fucking supersonic speeds.
Like supersonic racing.
Clearly.
Yeah, you gotta keep your feet off the ground.
Yeah.
They try and, okay, no, they get to the North Pole, they get captured, they go back to the kid, Charlie,
Yep.
and he's talking to the principal. The snow globe convinces her somehow.
Yeah, the same snow globe. Which
from the
actually,
first movie.
it wasn't the same one. We took a look at it. it's a
they're
different
not-
fucking
it's
snow
not the
globe.
same.
They
It was a
broke
similar, it's a fancy.
She
ornate
sees
snow
all
globe.
that fucking magic.
Yep.
Like, clearly impossible shit. And she's like, not convinced. Then she sees a pretty nice snow globe. And she's like,
Well, she looks in it and sees the joy of Christmas.
Yeah, it looked like a nuclear explosion in a
I'm
bunch of snow.
pretty sure
Yeah, well,
that
that's-
snow globe is like the tower in the Lord of the Rings.
I would say it's much like the ring. It just seduces.
It's just because what happened to her was completely the least realistic thing in the movie. She just looks at it, she's like, you're right. This snow globe has convinced me. I gotta go jump Santa's bones.
Right. So that causes Charlie to then summon the Tooth Fairy by taking out one of his teeth, and then him, the Tooth Fairy, and Principal Newman all go to the North Pole to like stage a rescue.
Yeah, there's a big fight.
There's a pretty shitty fight.
Yeah, pretty awful.
I don't have many.
Because at this point,
Notes?
there's only like 5 minutes in the movie.
Well,
Because,
yeah,
like,
so that's
fight?
this
'cause
is
they had,
this
like-
is the 0 hour. This is Christmas Eve.
Well,
I just have the Toy Story reference when they're fighting
Yeah,
the
so
sleigh.
so the toy Santa fills up the sleigh and he's about to leave. He's like, I gotta fucking get out of here.
Well, he does leave.
Yeah, he goes. So Tim Allen gets on the inexperienced reindeer and rides him
Chet.
up.
That's right. Chet.
Yeah. Everyone knows
Who had 1 minute and 18.
Donner and Blitzen
Comet died of cardiac arrest.
and Chet, the best reindeer.
The best reindeer.
I also
I
want to
prefer the best reindeer.
perfection. I also want to point out that the movie does have a Comet diabetes challenge that I don't recommend you try.
Yeah. We'll post that.
Yeah, we'll post that in the link down.
Comet diabetes.
It mostly is, eat all the Nestle sweets as fast as
But
you can.
only Nestle.
Only Nestle.
That's their only
But
sponsor.
You finish it off with a nice, tasty Big Mac from McDonald's.
Yeah, of course
And a
you
fresh
do.
Coca-Cola to top it all off.
Yep.
Right, so this is they spend a lot of time fighting. Like, they spend what felt like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They never used
that
the
seemed
tinsel
drag-
from the first movie.
No.
That seemed
They throw
dragged
some
on.
snowballs.
Yeah, that was it.
That seems actually only 5 minutes long.
It-
But it
it
felt
felt-
like forever.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
talking about the scene where the elves take over.
They
like,
have a counter-revolution.
Yeah, they take over and rise up against the Tin Man soldiers.
And then you put that together with, Tim and Clone Tim fighting in the sled.
Yeah, I agree. That scene went on forever.
That
It
scene
went
sucked.
so long. It went really, really long.
I
And
can
what was
only
it?
see
What was the
they
Toy
were
Story reference specifically?
He calls him your sad
little
toy.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, you were sad,
No,
strange
no,
little
no.
man.
The
You're a
the
strange
toy
little
Santa
man.
says it when he's jumping from reindeer to reindeer,
Right.
risking his life for the cause. I will add.
Yeah,
Sad-
no,
a
it's
sad,
the
strange
only thing he's
little man.
known for 8 years.
Yeah.
But then how did they oh, that's right. They crash he gets control, they crash the sled, and then Toy Santa falls out, pretty much shatters his spine on the stairs.
Yeah.
Because he fell, upside down.
And then they deconstruct all the robots.
They deconstruct all the robots, and they shrink the Toy Santa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which isn't really important until the during credits.
Not
scene.
important.
The
It's not
after
really
the
important
after
at all.
credits bonus scenes.
Right, and then after that, before he takes off, he has to get married, which is kind of a weird kind of a scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shotgun wedding.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
So, and Aisha Taylor marries Principal Newman and Santa Claus.
There's a
Mother
couple
Earth.
great notes I have here. One, he's trying to convince her to marry him.
Yeah.
And he's like, the woman I loved. He's known her for 2 weeks max.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's an elf that's behind him telling him what to say. But everyone can see the elf
Yeah.
feeding him lines.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's being romantic.
Say you love her.
Right, and he's like, and I love you.
Say she's beautiful.
I think you could tell this was Tim Allen's least favorite scene.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So his
And she's considering it.
Yeah, and then she realizes if she turns him down, you're stuck at the North Pole, thousands of miles away from where you live.
Right.
And you ruined Christmas.
Oh yeah, Christmas will be dead.
For everyone.
I guess
Right.
just this year
Exactly.
until next year. Until we
Well,
get a new Santa.
but then they played it up you could say no, and I won't be able to deliver presents, and kids will stop believing in Santa,
Right.
and Christmas will die.
Right, exactly. It's like you kill Christmas.
So you want to marry me?
Because you didn't want to marry me after I kidnapped you for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? So, which also means, when you become the Mrs. Claus, what happens to your old life?
It doesn't. What happened to? We still don't know what happened to fucking Tim Allen's life.
Well, we already saw it.
We
It
know
ended
what
as
happened to
soon
Tim
as
Allen's life.
He
got
put on
divorced.
100 pounds of weight,
Yeah.
and no one liked him anymore.
The same thing happened with her.
She did
Spoiler
get fat.
alert.
She gets fat.
They get
Yeah.
married. They get married. Spoiler alert, guys.
I don't know if they commemorate the marriage that first night.
Consummate the
Consummate,
marriage. That's the
thank
word.
you.
Yeah, so
That's
They don't
the word.
commemorate
I have a
the
note
marriage.
here.
There
What-
weren't any photos. No one remembers it. Commemorated at all.
Well, what's sex with magic like?
Awesome.
God damn it.
Well, I mean, pretty much film. I'm picturing that walk hard scene with Dewey Cox. It makes sex better. I don't think I want some of that. It's gotta be the best.
I'm just saying, because he can magic snow, mistletoe, all sorts of. He can just make life. Those horses didn't exist, and then he was like,
I mean, I can make some life with another partner.
oh.
But that's pretty much it. He just takes off and saves Christmas
Yep,
again.
easy.
Yeah.
They get married.
So they never-
They get the kiss right at the last, minute of,
Yep.
Yep.
of Christmas.
Lucy
Yep.
finds out that he's Santa.
Oh yeah, and she's
Asks if she still gets toys because she thirsts for those toys.
yeah. Later she'll find out she's adopted, but. So overall, this one was a weaker showing.
Yeah. Final comments.
Then the
Comet
first
is
one.
dead. Permanently replaced by Chet.
Yeah, they did show him being carried back to the North Pole on the back of the sled, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
I didn't see that.
Maybe I made that up.
You probably just, we're seeing shit.
Carol looked better before the Mrs.
Yeah,
Claus.
so she gets pretty fat
Yeah.
after she becomes the Mrs. Claus, which then it's like, okay, I guess magic sex is a plus, but like obese sex is a negative in my book.
Hweh counter was at 2.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, they cut it down.
But counter was at 4.
Yeah.
I think there's a correlation between the counter rather, and the quality of the film.
Oh, we're gonna find
Let's
out.
find out.
All right, so do we want to give our scores for what the film was?
Okay. I need to go last.
All right, I give it a 4.5 out of 10.
So watching this one made me appreciate the first one a bit more.
Are you gonna-
I'm gonna
revise?
retroactively change the score of the last one. I gave it a 3. This one now, the first one gets a 4.
All right,
This one still gets a 2. It sucked.
it was a kind of rough movie, and it's only good, I think, because of the whole fascist angle to it.
Yeah.
It's not a Christmas movie.
So I
It's
gave
not
the
a
first
Christmas-
It
one.
takes place in Christmas, but not a Christmas movie.
Right.
I gave the first one a 69 out of 100.
You did.
Correct.
You did.
I'm giving this one a 420 out of 1,000.
I thought that's what you were gonna do.
That sounds about.
That's
Where
what
else
you were
can you
gonna
go
do.
for the third one? Who knows?
I don't know.
69 out of 1,000. That'll be the last one. Because allegedly, critically, the first one was well received, commercially a success. The middle one was commercially a success, critically was a mixed bag, and the third one was bad across the board.
Right. See,
So
I'm trying to think of what Disney's Christmas movie was around that time, and if they were just like, "Oh, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. Let's boot up the Santa Claus again. Let's make a reboot."
I think Martin Short called them up. Was like, "Hey, I want to be in a Santa Claus movie."
the third.
In the third one, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
well,
saying.
the second one is the same thing. They were like scraping the barrel. They did it. They waited because when did the third one come out?
I remember
2005.
Exactly 3
Yeah.
years later. So that's still on the bandwagon. They had it in the mind.
I remembered the Santa Claus 2 a lot better as a 10-year-old.
So I never actually saw the Santa Claus 2 until this Thanksgiving.
I don't think.
And
I've
I
seen
saw
that
the
before.
whole like Francisco Franco angle to it, and I was like, we need to watch all of these and document our
I
reactions.
don't. Yeah. Thanks, Santa Claus too.
I mean, I saw this movie as a kid. And if you asked me last year, how's Santa Claus 2? I think that was a pretty good movie. And now I've rewatched it. It was, oh God, that was an awful movie.
Yeah.
It was not.
10-year-old Dan, you had shitty taste.
It was not a good movie. So I guess so far recommendation would be watch the first Santa Claus. If you're really into the SCU, the Santa Claus universe, you can go and watch the second one.
We'll hopefully tell you about the third one, assuming we don't kill ourselves.
Yeah. Well,
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, Mr. President.